All right, so this is our movie review. We have. Hold on, I'm gonna restart.
Whoa. Let's just keep it going.
Let's just keep it going.
What the fuck?
This is our
Yo.
movie review of what movie? I don't know. All of them.
What movie?
Yo,
bro?
hold on. Okay, so we're the Saiyan Society. You have myself, Jachik, Justin, and Jagad, and we're doing a movie review for Avatar: Way of the Water.
Wow.
Yeah,
Those visuals.
Before we start, though.
Way of the Water.
The way of water.
Oh, we're all.
The way of water.
of the Water.
Creatine, baby. Okay. Jojik's the only one that watched this in the high frame rate.
Yeah, HFR.
So I'm kind of curious how that felt. I'm so sad that we didn't
I
get to
feel
watch
like a
that.
Chad. No, I'm just kidding. So the higher frame rate, I was basically it was very noticeable.
Was it jittery in some scenes?
Yeah.
So the reason it's jittery in some scenes was because he didn't consistently do 48 frames.
Bro, no, and it's like, it's kind of weird because you're like watching it and the frame rates will change.
They'll change.
So much that you're kind of like, yo, what the fuck am I watching?
So that's something that he
Is it
did.
fucking with your head?
I thought it was his way of kind of like, because you know how you watch a movie and you see the visuals.
Yeah.
As the movie goes on, the visuals become almost like background. Like you get used to the visuals. You get used to the visuals as the movie progresses.
Yeah.
But with this, the little inconsistency that he does, it refocuses your attention to the visuals. So then you're like, oh shit, these visuals are crazy, and it has you doing that multiple times throughout this 3-hour movie.
So then,
but
it benefited the 3-hour movie.
I guess, but the only issue is because you're doing that.
Yeah.
It low key takes you out of the movie because you're like every single time you're like, oh shit, these visuals are crazy.
Okay,
oh
so
shit. But it can be a good thing and it could be a bad thing, right?
So for because there's people that like where they watch 3D movies, it hits their head.
Yeah.
Would you say it hit your head more than?
I didn't.
It put like more of a strain.
I think it probably did. But I didn't notice it at all.
Yeah.
You know.
So HFR is basically most movies are displayed at 24 frames, right?
Yeah.
HFR is at 48.
Yeah.
So, and something that James Cameron did for this movie was he didn't consistently do at 24 or 48. There were times where like the scene would be in like 28, for example.
Yeah.
So that's where like they would like duplicate frames, and that's where you'd get the jitteriness.
Okay. Yeah.
But like the benefit of HFR is essentially it just like wipes out all that motion blur.
Yeah.
So when you're watching it, it should
It
look
looks a
more
lot
fluid,
cleaner,
and you
yeah.
should be more immersed in everything that's going on.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Like we gotta watch it.
It like it does get rid of the motion blur. But like again, it's because it like it just refocuses your attention on what's happening because you notice it, right?
Yeah.
So then that's why I was kind of like at times I was like, okay, this is dope, but then other times I was like, it like kind of took me out because I'm like, oh, I'm like refocusing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But like getting into his directing, like watching it the way we watched it, I thought it was already very fluid.
Yeah, it was.
Right?
The visuals
I thought it was really
crazy,
nice. Like just,
bro.
Like
watching
his cameras, like watching his camera, like kind of like pane, like you just like slide. And then pan. Sorry, pane.
This world shall no pain.
Yeah.
So watching it pan.
Yeah.
And then also having him switch to a different shot.
Yeah.
That right there, like that looked fluid. Just switching to that other shot, it wasn't like a harsh cut. But there were moments where he did do those weird cuts, kind of like when he was flashing to white.
Sure.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
It flashed to black, bro.
Or flashed to
like
it
they
literally
would.
It would have a scene.
Like the scene would fade out.
Yeah, like you know when
when
he passes out in the water, his son.
Yeah.
And then he shows up on the back of the Cocoon's thing, right?
Yeah.
That was an awkward transition in my opinion.
Like
when I watched that,
I thought it was okay.
Felt
it made
weird.
sense because he blacked out.
No, it did, but it just the way it faded out, it felt kind of weird. Cuz it didn't feel like
I would say it
didn't feel like it faded out the way like he's losing consciousness, it faded out. It just looked like he faded out the scene and then he just started another scene.
Well, to me it looked like he faded out and he woke up on another scene. The only time that the like black screen or whatever was kind of weird was when they're like a year later.
Yeah.
You know, like the transitions are weird kind of. Yeah.
That's something else I wanted to touch up on, but like with that fading in, it's something that they had in the first movie. Yeah. So it's kind of like you already kind of expected, I guess.
The one thing that he did crazier though
was like
like at the time.
An old movie type of thing, like 2000
but I mean,
movie
like
yeah,
Star
but
Wars
like
still
Star
does
Wars
it,
still does it.
exactly.
And
so
not
it's like for
like
continuity shit, it's kind of like it didn't upset me. It was just when I was watching the movie, I was kind of just like, okay, that's kind of like it took me out of it. You know?
Yeah, dude. Like on the directing note as well, like it's all CGI what we're looking at.
Yeah,
but he does a really good job of picking and choosing his camera angles.
Yeah,
Dude,
he had
fucking
some really sick camera angles,
bro. The only person who wasn't CGI was like Spider.
And fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy, bro.
Yeah.
Bro,
Holy
piece of shit this guy is, man.
Big ass forehead looking ass. Like, dude.
Yo, so who fucked Grace?
Awa.
Crazy.
You're lit.
What?
No, actually.
Yeah,
actually.
Was it?
I mean, like, cause she died and she gets like taken into AOA and stuff, right?
Yo, bro.
Like in the first movie.
Her daughter is the Avatar. She's literally the Avatar, can control the elements and shit.
Yeah.
Like
Kitty?
Huh?
Kitty?
I don't even remember her name, bro. Katie?
Kitty. Yeah.
Yeah. She can like control like all that shit. So I think she's Awa. Like it's like an immaculate
that's
conception.
That's what was weird because like I watched
like some Jesus Christ shit.
Yeah, like some like no. It's essentially like, you know how throughout the movie they talk about how like Awa's like all around us and like connecting the world or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So she's someone who was like born with a deeper connection with her, right? So I think maybe it's.
So you're saying when Grace was dying in the first movie, she gave birth to this kid?
But it was her Avatar that gave birth to her.
Yeah.
But they both died in the first movie.
Yeah.
Because basically, because I watched the Avatar movie right after, right?
Yeah.
So they like, obviously they're getting murked out. The trees, everything's getting fucked up by the Colonel guy. Right. And then she got shot. Like her physical body, like human body, got shot.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Fuck, we gotta save her." And they're trying to basically, because you know they explain it how like the connection of their trees and everything is kind of like a nervous system.
Right.
So they're basically trying to connect her nervous system
into
from like
her avatar.
Into her avatar, and it doesn't work.
But it doesn't work.
Yeah. Okay.
Or like they say it doesn't work because like basically she died before they could finish.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So it basically they're like, "Oh, she's with Awa now."
Oh.
So, but the thing is, like, they're both dead. Like
no, so maybe
the Avatar's lifeless and Grace also just died.
So
so
maybe
that's why I'm like, the fuck is
who'd she fuck?
Yeah.
So
like,
no, so what I was saying was because like right now, Awa's being attacked, right?
Yeah.
Like the world is under siege by humanity.
Humans.
So how is Awa gonna fight back? So maybe this was like a way of
creating like an avatar for Ava.
Exactly. But I could also, now that you brought up that she died, Grace died, what if that's actually just her?
Grace
came back.
But you see Grace and Awa.
When
she connects to Awa, you see her.
You see Katie's like flashback thing.
Yeah.
And she's talking to her.
You're right. Yeah.
It's weird. They don't explain it at all, so that's kind of hurting.
Yeah. I also didn't like if we're just going to things like issues with the movie, the Colonel is a villain for this one too.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
That's
and maybe probably the third one and maybe the fourth one.
Fucking Spider, you piece of shit.
That's what we're talking about. After the movie, we're like, when they brought back the Sky People, it wasn't that like they did it in a nice way where they like, now we gotta adapt, we gotta become avatars, and they spent that year or so, whatever, creating these avatars so they can come back and level the playing field, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, that makes sense. And then like even like the way that they said, okay, I guess like they had his memory chip somehow.
No, but now
they took his consciousness and his memories.
But somehow, because they didn't plan for him to die.
They did.
How?
They show it in the recording.
He's like, if I die, I'm gonna leave.
That's
my
him planning for his
up.
death.
Yeah, he's planning it for it, bro. But like now, it doesn't even matter. You could kill him a million times. He's gonna come back a million times.
It's so weird though, because in the first movie, they're all against this whole Avatar program. They're like, this is an abomination and shit.
Yeah.
And he's more of like a gung ho like.
Yeah, but he didn't really have a like.
So like him,
because he came out, that's his body. Like he can't go human. Like he doesn't have a human body.
But I'm saying in the first movie, like for him to have that as his failsafe, it doesn't make sense with his character.
The difference is the failsafe isn't actually him.
I know it's not actually him. It's like he has memories and shit.
That's it.
I know, but the fact that he was like down to upload his memories and like do that shit, he was already kind of like, fuck this thing. Like where kind of like it's like white imperialism or whatever. So let's just take over fucking these guys, like take over their land and shit.
Oh yeah, we're colonists.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? So
because like I don't know if did you guys notice if any of the like humans were people of color?
I wasn't taking a look.
They weren't. They weren't.
They made sure to keep them out.
They made sure. Yeah.
James, we see you. We see you.
I'm not gonna lie though, I did like the second one more than the first one.
I like them both about the same.
Because they're both very like I guess you could say generic stories where not too much is happening.
Yeah.
And it's
story-wise,
and they're both world building.
Yeah.
And you're like in both of them, you're having Jake and like learn a new way of life.
Yeah. Like in the first one, he's learning the Navi, and then this he's learning the water.
The water. Yeah. Right.
Next one, he's gonna learn.
But the only difference is with this, like, I guess
acting them all.
The time you spend in the new movie, first of all, like the characters are more personable.
Yeah.
Right. Like even like their jokes.
But like I feel like that kind of comes with the fact that they did the kids right.
Yeah. They did.
Yeah.
And each kid wasn't like they weren't all just like random kids. Like they weren't like a rip off of each other. Like each of them had their own purpose and personality.
Yeah.
I mean, and even the mom, right? Like, Nitari.
Yeah.
Right, that's her name, right?
I don't know. Something like that. Yeah.
Just say the mom.
Like, so she had a hard time accepting the way of water, and like the 100%. Whole time in this movie, you see that she's just resistant the whole time because even in the end fight scene, she's in her she's on the dragon thing from before from the first movie. Yeah. And when you see her in the water, she's just doing her own like
thing.
Shamanistic like stuff or whatever. She's not really actually adapting to what they're showing her.
Speaking of the dragon, you might be able to answer this.
Yeah.
I said this when we walked out of the theater because it didn't kind of make sense to me.
Where the fuck's the dragon?
Yeah. Where's like the big dragon, the one that Jake tamed?
And
like in the first movie, he explained like he said that he let it go because it was like times of peace or something.
Yeah. And you just see it like fly off into the sunset. Yeah. Thing. But it's still in part of their world and stuff. Yeah. So the issue there was like if he knew that he had to leave the forest people and he had to dip, why wouldn't he? And he knew like these guys were coming for him. His first instinct should have been, let's go get this guy.
Yeah.
Like
let's get this big
dude. What is it? Taruk Makta or something?
Taruk Makta.
Yeah. Like let's go grab this dragon. And doesn't do it at all.
He didn't do it at all.
And that shit was a tank, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Holy
shit,
it
didn't really make sense to me. Like when I was thinking about it, because like going into this movie, for some reason I just didn't watch the trailers. Usually I do.
I didn't watch the trailers.
So I didn't.
I watched the teaser.
I'd seen like
I watched the teaser. That was about it.
I knew there was water.
Exactly.
Because like, we all knew like it's Avatar. We're gonna watch it anyways.
Yeah.
So like we didn't have to watch the trailer.
Yeah. But like when we get into like the beginning of the movie, and like it's like it's peaceful. He's got his family now, and then it times the war. Like humans come back.
Yeah.
And they come back guns blazing.
Yeah.
Literally, and then he does nothing to like, because it's times of war now. Like go get the bird dragon.
But also like he himself's a human.
Yeah.
He's not anymore.
Not anymore. But granted, maybe he's not the smartest guy. But he should have known that they were gonna come back.
Yeah, he
should have known that they're gonna come back.
To be fair, though,
to
be fair, at the end of the first one, he thought the colonel died.
That's true. But
even if the colonel died, he was not the one who was pushing.
No, he wasn't. And everyone else, but they were very peaceful about it. They're like, yo, everyone else, we just really fuck off.
Yeah.
And then there's like a couple that they left to like stay, like the researchers that were actually proper and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But I think the issue is that Taruk Makta, like dragon, it should have stayed with him regardless.
Yeah.
Because when they talk about the stories in the first one about how Nitari's grandpa, or dad or whoever had the first, like he was like the last one to have one.
Yeah.
It's such a significant thing, and they still have the skull of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, cause they form bonds.
Yeah.
It's like that's like your boy, and even in the Way of Water, where when you had the other Avatar like water tribe people, they formed that bond with their
the whales,
the Takoons, right?
Yeah, the Takoons.
Yeah.
And they form that bond, and they're like, yo, every cycle or whatever they come, we talk and talk about like
spirit
our kids,
sisters, spirit brothers,
whole thing, right?
Yeah.
So in that same way, like they had that connection. He should have just kept it with him as kind of like part of a family.
Or even if like he didn't like let it go, he could have like just how like you unconnect yourself and like they just kind of fly off and chill until you call them.
Yeah.
Like same thing, right?
Yeah.
But I think that's something that he'll address in like the third one, maybe, or something. Cause we kind of had the Takoons as their main, as the main thing.
I guess.
Because you know how his son had the Cocoon that was a rebel or
Yeah.
whatever,
The
banished and stuff.
The banished
right?
one, yeah.
Yeah, so that was kind of like showing the same effect, and then that's like the one key piece. Like when they had the war, he came through.
Yeah,
and,
but yo, that was
so
difference. Like so much plot armor there.
With that,
the Cocoon
when that like pulls up on the sun.
Yeah.
Like he's like about to die.
Yeah.
And there's like the other like shark or whatever. That's
yeah.
And then it comes out of nowhere.
They could have done it better.
It literally comes out of nowhere
and just murks
and kills him. For what?
For no reason. Fucking
for no reason.
Yo, because I was like, it makes sense because like a bigger prey.
It looks sick. Yeah.
a bigger prey taking down a smaller, another prey.
So I was like, bro, he's even more fucked now.
Yeah.
In my head, and then he's like, nah, bro, we're good.
Yeah.
We're best friends.
That's what I thought was so weird. Yeah. I was like, or at least have him busy munching on that other thing. Yeah. And that's time for this guy to.
You think it was because back in the day he had a connection to
that
an avatar, so like he saw an avatar in trouble, so like because he wasn't actually a bad Cocoon.
Yeah.
Like once you see that, you're kind of like it makes sense, but when you're watching it, you're kind of just like at first thought you're like, why?
The thing is right away, right? Like his introduction, he kills the shark thing, and then after that, they're like, yo, he's a killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're supposed to be like peaceful and shit.
That's the other thing.
I feel like that was just a writing thing that they did because they were too strong.
Maybe.
Like they made them peaceful.
Yeah.
Because the Cocoons would just body
everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Like that one was enough to murk out a whole battalion.
The other thing is though, I think that they should have, when they found out that the humans were just coming and taking them and just murking them out.
Yeah.
And even like first of all, that scene where you're seeing Spider get pissed off. And like you kind of feel it yourself, where like these guys are just hunting these guys down, and killing them, and like just like taking shit from them, right?
Taking their brain fluid.
Yeah. And you're just sitting there like just so inhumane. It's just so inhumane, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like at that moment when they chucked the body back in the water, and the other Cocoons and everyone saw it, they should have the Avatar should have communicated to them like, yo, we're gonna go to war with these guys, like
let's all pull up.
Pull up, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but then they're risking like the calves and like it's not
but that's the thing, that one that died, its kid also died.
But that's because
and you're like, bro, you're gonna kill her.
Like, but like in the other case, what you would want is like they would die, like not, you know what I mean? Like these guys got hunted.
Yeah.
But like you're taking all the Cocoons to battle.
War,
and then like where are the calves gonna go? Because the calves stick to their parents.
But that's if they, bro. No way they're getting murked like that.
I was just saying like the Cocoons in general.
Do you know what I mean? Like at most they would need two. They would need two, and it's.
I mean, they only needed one.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
Honestly, like the Cocoons in general should have I know they stopped their.
But they also
warring between each other. But that doesn't mean they can't come as a clan together and just fuck other things up that are fucking them up.
Yeah.
Right. Especially if they're coming and picking shit off one by one.
Like we just said that they're peaceful animals, right?
Yeah.
So you'd be asking them to do something
to change, to fully
like
change
that one Cocoon that is like the lone one.
Yeah.
He was different because he actually had like that different way of thinking, and he was like, "Let's actually go fuck these humans up."
That's true.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
and like that caused the death of.
It was more a protective instinct because he saw.
Yeah, but like
the buddy, what his name, the son.
Yeah.
Jake's son. I don't know his name.
The youngest.
No, I'm talking about in like the flashback that where we see.
Yeah. Because he convinced everyone to go fuck him up.
To go fuck up the humans, and they all died, and like it was on him, right? So like,
that's true.
He was like the only one that showed that sort of mentality.
Yeah. The visuals though were clean.
Yeah,
that alone, like I was looking thinking, like I kind of want to buy this movie.
Yeah, visuals were crazy.
Because even though it was like so slow paced and stuff, just that time you had to spend with like Jake's family.
Yeah,
it was nice. Like I enjoyed watching it. I wasn't sitting there like just like I actually enjoyed it more than the first one.
Yeah,
because the first one, like you're solely focused on Jake and how he changes from being like bad guy
human
to good guy.
Yeah.
But there's not much else kind of going on like besides that. Like you can tell that this conflict is gonna go where like basic like imperialism type of shit where they're gonna come, he's switching sides and they're gonna fight back. So you already knew where it was headed.
Yeah.
So the whole time I was kind of sitting there like, okay, I'm bored. Like when is it gonna like get to this point? Because I already know where it's headed.
Yeah.
Right. And then there was the other thing I think in the final battle. This like I didn't like about it. they, what do they call the water tribe?
Yeah.
They just leave.
Oh yeah.
In the middle of the war, they just leave, and they didn't even get her daughter back. Her daughter's on a random rock with the son that died.
Yeah.
And they're all gone.
They're all like gone, not even part of the
I don't know if they're
battle.
dead. I don't know if they dipped. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the movie, they're alive, right?
Yeah.
So you're like, why? Like they came and dipped.
Yeah. Like why'd you leave without your daughter?
Yeah. Like, bro.
Because Jake is the craziest warrior out there, bro.
Yeah.
They trust him.
It made sense to focus on like Jake and his family.
Yeah.
But then like at least have those guys in the background doing something.
Yo,
right?
that end sequence though. Yeah. When like Jake and Natiri were like, "Yo, fuck this, we're gonna go get our, we're gonna go get our child," after like the older brother died.
Yo, that shit went
and
hard.
they went in, they infiltrated that boat,
Yeah.
and Natiri, it was Natiri or was it Jake?
No.
One of them threw a spear.
The spear and then the back end of the spear. Yeah.
Right through the guy and pinned him to the floor.
Yeah.
Bro, she was a fucking beast.
No, she was a beast.
Entire
She was
movie.
ruthless.
She
like,
was.
There was one scene, bro, where she's on her dragon. Dragon at the end.
Yeah.
And it's like, what's it called? The colonel's like
shooting at her, and she's like dodging it all.
Bro, her movement was insane.
You could even on the boat when she was like on feet,
and you can see the bullets going through. And like I think the really dope thing about that is because also Jake was shooting him.
Yeah.
And in the same way that the colonel was missing Natiri, he was also missing him.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just like aimbot or like random.
But her movement,
you know
bro,
I mean?
the way she was moving, I was like, God damn.
Yeah.
Bro.
Like it wasn't like some random stormtrooper shit where they're
always missing.
Yeah.
It made sense, and like the way they're swerving, the bullets are just barely going through.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, that shit worked perfectly.
Bro, the scene where where's the whale? What are they called?
The Tacoons.
The Tacoon.
Yeah.
Where he like takes the spear rope.
Yeah.
And just fucks up the ship, and then
and then his arm gets caught.
Oh yeah, his
I
arm
was waiting the whole time.
We were both like,
I'm like, yo, I can't wait for this to snap, because like that rope is like thick. It's like a fucking steel or some shit.
100%.
So I'm like, the fact that he even caught that, like, it should have already started ripping some shit.
Yeah.
And then it actually ripped
you could see it on his arm, like his arm started turning purple like immediately, and then it just boom.
Dude, that was sick. I was really happy I didn't.
Yeah, because fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Piece of shit.
Yeah.
Worst guy. Actually, no, second worst guy. Spider's the worst guy.
Spider was definitely the worst.
Because even though Colonel's a piece of shit, you know he's a piece of shit, so you're like, alright, that's good. Spider had no reason. Had no reason to do anything. He just did.
So like, we didn't watch the movie with you, of course. In that final sequence when they're on the boat and the boat's sinking, I was like, yo, James Cameron's a fucking genius. He somehow put Titanic in Avatar, because the ship literally goes vertical too. And I'm like, yo, this guy's on something.
You know what's crazy? I just read something that he did scientific research about the Titanic, and that the door that the two people survive on in Titanic. He like scientifically, like, that's not possible.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Some people just bring that up, and I think it's maybe because he was trying to go into that Titanic thing. For that end scene. Yeah. I don't know. But also, like, Katie actually being useful. And I actually like that.
Yeah.
I feel like I like the way her character felt when they went to the Water Tribe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she felt more at home there.
Yeah.
Because she, like, felt more of, like, an outcast or whatever in the Forest Tribe.
Yeah.
And it's a totally different way of life, right?
100%. You know who? Because you guys were saying, all the children were, like, proper.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, what was her name, too?
The little kid. Like the very small.
Yeah, her name's Tu, right, or something.
I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Took?
I don't. Yeah.
Some shit like that. Yeah.
So useless.
But she's a little kid.
I know, but she was
more comedy relief.
Yeah, she had that funny ass line, dude. You can't even lie.
Yeah, she's like, man, I'm tied up again.
She got caught every time, and then at the end, she was like, man.
Yeah.
Again.
No, but every
like
single
her character
time
was
she was
nice because it was
they would put her in scenarios that would allow for, like, basically she was like the reason why things would happen.
Okay, so
in multiple cases. So, like, for example, like, they go spy on the avatars, right? Like, they leave the area.
Well, originally
when they first get captured.
When they first get captured, right? Like, she's the one that gets captured.
Technically they all
got
but
captured.
she gets captured first, right? And then
they kind of all got, like, they pulled up with like 7 people with guns to their face. None of them were doing shit.
Yeah.
No, but I feel
regardless,
like
even if she wasn't there,
they kept like bringing her along, and she was like the
crutch.
like she was dragging them down.
No,
I
you
didn't
can't.
feel like that.
No,
I don't think that's
feel
what
like
it was.
either.
Because even if she hadn't been there,
They were gonna
still
get. They were gonna get caught.
They were gonna get caught regardless. It would have been one less body to worry about.
Yeah.
And that's probably why. And that's why they lost
again,
Spider, right?
Like again, bro. When he goes to tell his whale, like, bro, you need to dip or whatever. She comes again. Why?
Well, she's with Kitty, right?
Yeah,
she was already with Kitty.
Yeah, but there's no need for her to come.
That's true, but it's like it's more.
And then and again, that scene, they're like, they pull up on them, and now they're trying to get away.
Yeah.
But then
the only
she's like
in that water flower
exactly,
thing, and they're like, yo, we gotta find her and shit, right?
Yeah.
But even then, like, they didn't.
And she
still didn't get caught though. Even though they go and find her, they were able to get away without her. She wasn't the one that got caught. They actually catch Kitty. Like, they pick her up. I don't know, one of the avatars.
No. It was the net. It was the net.
Yeah.
But it's because they had to, because she was on. They were getting away properly on their like dolphins. Or like, I'm just call them dolphins. And then she. Right. I don't know. Right.
Sure.
And so then, while she's on there with Kiri, she falls off the fucking dolphin, and then that's what leads to them fucking having to like all hop off of it.
No, I think,
and then they fucking all get caught.
And then
if she wasn't there in the beginning, you're all good. You can make an escape.
Especially in this 3-hour movie, having them get caught and then like first
so many times.
First they get caught.
Yeah.
And then they come to save them, and then they're like, yo, wait, now that we saved them, we have to get Spider.
Yeah.
Save Spider, but then Buddy dies. Then they get caught again.
Yeah.
It was just like, you could have cut out like a good 15 minutes of this movie
I would
use that somewhere else.
I would actually argue that it wasn't the little girl.
Yeah.
It was actually the middle brother.
Yeah, I could.
He fucked it all for everybody.
No, I mean, yeah, but that was his character. Like we've seen his character,
like built like a soldier.
And his character was like the defiant, like, oh, I'm
the
gonna
sort of failure.
Oh, you're talking about the younger brother.
Yeah,
yeah.
You said middle brother.
Well, he's like, you know,
the middle kid. The middle kid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
the younger brother was fucking it up. Yeah.
But that was his character, right? Like he was like the defiant, like, yo, I'm gonna do whatever. He was more like Jake, right? Like how Jake was. Yeah. But that was his entire character. So then just say you can't really.
But then you could kind of argue the same thing that
like
also, she's being used as a plot device as well. They were both being used as plot devices, right?
100%, they both were. But hers to me was more like, yo, just like, why you even there?
No, because like it's one of those things like when you like it happens to us, bro. When we were kids, it's like, yo, take your younger brother along with you.
Yeah, but you didn't have like, yo. To go see the whale, she did not have to be there at all.
No, because when they go see that whale,
I know
it's go get the brother.
That was an urgency thing.
Go get the brother, right? And she was already there. What the fuck are they gonna do? Just toss her in the water and go?
They didn't
leave her behind.
To be honest, they didn't even need to include Kitty or her.
Yeah.
In like originally, but the thing is that was a segue point into getting into this final.
The final act, yeah.
Right. So
100%.
it made sense to have all of them be there, and they needed somebody to get caught
and then,
or something to like lead to like somehow to push this into that final fight where it's just Jake versus.
Then at the end, she like slips into the water. She gets like sucked in.
Oh, sucked in the water.
And then the mom has to go save her. Like, bro.
No, that was low key brain dead on the mom's part, bro.
Yeah.
That was brain dead on the mom's part. She should have held on to her strong enough.
Yeah.
And been
like,
okay.
What? Yo,
but that's where it shows her lack of not understanding the way of water.
Yeah.
Like, because she failed to adapt to that.
Yeah.
And it was showing there.
Yeah.
And they would have died there had Kitty not pulled up and done all that.
I was surprised that Jake wasn't more adapt to the way of water.
Me too. Same.
When he was first, he's like, yo, I got this.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, this guy's like
he's like
he's a military dude, and he already adapted to the avatar stuff really quick.
Yeah.
Originally, so it's like, how much harder is it to adapt to the way of water?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But maybe it's because it's like, it's a totally different thing.
But they weren't focusing on him, right? They were
focusing on the kids. Yeah.
But like in the ending sequence when he was like, I guess drowning, I was like, when like it takes a younger brother to like tell him
how to breathe.
This is the way of water.
Yeah, he should have already been learning that.
He should have already been learning that.
Yeah.
The funniest thing, I looked at you, I was like, yo, if I'm dying and somebody tells me, starts giving me a speech,
the way of water has no beginning and no end. Like, bro, shut
up. The fuck up, I'm dying.
Bro, it is outside and in you. Like,
bro, I'm dying. What do you mean?
Yeah. And then, but I know I turned to you at one point, because Nateri, she's always crying when like stuff happens
Yeah.
to the environment.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Like it's a connection, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, bro, this is the ugly crying I needed from Black Panther.
Bro.
Because you could see that ugly crying was like prime.
Yeah.
Like, the way
But she did that in the first movie too.
She did,
Yeah.
she did. But still,
Yeah.
that's what I wanted, man. Like, and she's feeling that bad for like environment shit. You know, like that's how. Yeah. Anyway,
But it's not like just environment shit, right? Like that's
it's like their whole way of
that's their
life.
god essentially. Right?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, movie was shot really well. Story had some problems.
I know, because
plot
I
had
feel
some
like they should have,
problems.
because
Like
the
the
entire
first-
time, like, Jake was, like, saying good job to the older brother,
Yeah.
but he never praised the younger
Never.
brother. Up until the end, he praises him,
Yeah.
right?
Which he should have done.
And, the thing is, he himself is a brother,
Yeah.
right? So he should have, in some
You should
way...
have known what it's like to be a
Yeah.
brother.
There should have been at least one moment, at
Exactly,
least
bro,
one moment
where-
prior in the film where
Yeah.
he's like, "Yo, like good job for like what you did or whatever."
Yeah, no,
Like-
and not once.
Yeah.
No,
when he,
no,
Because
even
I think the issue
fight,
I think the issue
Yeah.
stems from the fact that the older brother always tried to cover for the younger one.
Yeah.
So it was
It made it
always-
harder.
It made it harder to actually like try to differentiate like when the
Yeah.
younger brother is actually
Exactly.
Right.
doing something
But
good
then,
or
like,
not.
when they fight the chief's son,
Yeah.
right? Like, he yells at the younger brother,
Yeah.
yells at the older brother, and then
He's
when
like-
the younger brother dips, he's like, bro.
No,
how
but that's
did
such a dad
how did
thing.
the other? I know, but he's like, how
Yeah,
did
that
the
was
other?
that was.
I
that was
think-
a-
But you know,
Yeah.
he
I
had-
like that.
Yeah.
No, but he only said it to the older
No,
brother.
I know.
If you
'Cause
said
he-
it to the
'cause
younger
he-
brother too, then you would have been like, oh shit.
No,
you know?
no. Because at that point he had to bitch him out for even just starting that fight.
Yeah.
Because he honestly didn't have to start that fight. Like older brother was like, "Yo, stop, let's
Yeah,
dip."
it comes down to
Yeah.
the thing where like the older brother tried to cover for the
Like,
younger
yeah.
brother in that
No,
situation,
yeah,
right?
yeah. No, that's true.
Like they were showing him as a fuck up
Yeah.
Yeah.
until like the end where he actually like clutched it, right?
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. It was very convenient though. The
Cocoon thing.
the little things that allow you to breathe under the water, that they just appeared when they needed them to breathe
No,
under the
wait,
water.
like at the end?
Yeah.
It was just like the
No, well,
one.
I mean, Katie was
Yeah, but she found one, and then she got like
Did she?
more.
It was just one.
It was just one,
It
yeah. It was
seemed
just
like
one.
it was kind of off screen because she went to go do her own thing.
No,
Yeah.
she jumped into the water
Yeah.
And there was just
and
one, just like
there was just one and she just grabbed it.
yeah. So
Oh.
convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was literally the avatar,
then-
bro. Like just connecting to everything. Like she started
then talking
swamp
about-
bending or whatever.
Talking about Spider, like the big crux of like the whole movie, I feel like,
Piece of shit this guy is.
dude, because I mean they left him and then the whole time he's like, "Yo, like fuck this guy," and then they even talk about how like that's not really his dad, but I think what
Yeah.
really turned him was that last scene where like
No, of
Terry's like,
course.
"I'm gonna."
Of course.
And she
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
does like slice
But
his
yo,
neck
like,
a little
and,
bit.
he, and
before
then
that-
the fact that like Colonel was like, I let him go because like
Yeah,
he
yeah.
saw those memories and he's
Yeah.
like, fuck, like, that's
Yeah.
my kid, right?
Yeah.
But like, bro, before that, he's like, "Yo, fuck you guys. I'm not gonna tell you shit."
Yeah, and
Then
starts
fucking tells
proceeds-
them
Everything.
proceeds to tell him everything.
Like,
He could
yo,
have
it's
he
like
could have
this,
filled
it's like
he could have
that.
filled their ears with lies
Yeah.
or like
Yeah.
half
But I mean, I guess he's like a
truths.
naive kid, but you still.
But,
But like,
bro,
yo, you
what
could have
the
done like
fuck?
half truths,
Yeah.
right?
It
Like
was-
where like you're not fully telling them like
Basically, like
everything.
having that character in there,
Bro, because he could have
What was
easily just
fucking
killed
what-
all of them at the dragon thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no, just
He
killed, got
could've,
them
he
all
could've.
killed.
and that's like having him like his character be in there served no purpose
None.
for the avatars. Like they're
None.
supposed to be friends for like however long because he grew
Yeah.
up
Yeah.
as a baby
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and he didn't do shit for them.
No, and then even
At the end,
after-
sure, he fucking like he pushes that thing into and then breaks it and starts decking people with a fire extinguisher.
Yo, even
then-
after
then,
that, yo,
like-
that shit happens, and they don't even restrain him.
Yeah,
They just allow him to like, yo, like, yeah, you fucked a
There were
bunch of
so
people
ma-
up and you fucked this
yeah.
shit, but yo, you know what? Just stand over here in our timeout,
there were
okay?
so many moments.
Don't do anything
There's
more.
So many moments, and
And then
like,
he proceeds to do more shit, and you're like, yo, what the
especially
fuck?
compared to the beginning when they first captured him, where they're like just
Interrogating the fuck out of
and
him.
yeah that green
Yeah.
thing's going around his head,
Yeah.
and they're just screwing him up, and he's like bleeding from his nose.
Yeah.
Like they're actually treating him like shit there. And then
I wanted,
afterwards, they're just like,
yeah,
like
I
you're-
wanted to see more tech like that.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Like,
what-
cause yo, the fact that they could do that, right? Why haven't they like captured, like
an
like
Avatar,
Avatar and brainwashed them?
yeah,
Or in like
and done
dro-
some shit.
Done some shit, like
Yeah.
you know.
Especially, well, I mean, they even have the technology to like implant your
No,
brain into like
exactly,
an avatar.
exactly.
So they have so much tech where
Yeah.
they weren't really showing that.
Yeah, and like I mean, like it was not really an issue. It was just a thing that I was thinking of was, cause what's her name? Natiri, right?
Yeah.
Bro, she's using a bow and arrow, and the
She was lethal.
the
with it.
arrows are like going through penetrating.
Lethal.
Yo, the arrows are like penetrating their like the glass.
The glass,
right?
yeah.
Yo, you would think after the first movie they would have realized that our glass needs to be thicker, but we have all this tech and we can't make fucking glass thicker.
Yeah, I guess so.
Those arrows are massive.
No, 100%. And she's shooting them with like hell force.
Also in the first,
but it's just like, bro, like you got fucked up by them in the first movie.
Okay.
And now you're coming back. You don't think this is an issue?
No, but also in the first movie, their arrows weren't doing shit.
Yeah.
Which they don't really explain, but all of a sudden, like, the arrows actually start working on them. But I think it's like the angle they were shooting at them.
It was
I don't know what it was, because like they started shooting at them from a higher
angle,
from where the
it's because they use like the speed of the dragon.
Yeah, with the arrow.
So then it's like adding.
I guess,
right. But
I don't know. They don't explain it.
Yeah.
Even in the first one, it's like first their arrows are just like sliding off and just making marks,
but not once,
dents and shit.
Like
but they're not
once
piercing.
did they use. Okay, so everything had a pilot, right? Like everyone was like, why didn't they just use drones instead and have the pilots be safe at the base? That way, there's no human factor. They don't have a glass to be broken.
There was a lot that they didn't explain.
Especially if their tech's that advanced, bro. You'd think they'd use drones to some point. For every single tech thing they had, they could have just used a drone. Like eliminate the human element. Now there's no danger and no like reason to fail. Yeah.
Or even like the transferring of the mine.
Yeah.
They could transfer like as an AI type of thing to control it
or whatever.
Where like their physical body is safe.
But you can literally just control it like a video game from wherever, and then you're good.
No, because even in the first one, they have them like kind of in like these robots that they're using that to like, grab shit and do things.
Yeah, you know what? I kind of I really wanted their robot tech to be upped. Yeah, you know, like I was like half expecting like Gundams and
their
shit.
Their tech, like it was reminding me of some Halo stuff, like their Falcons or whatever they had, like the flying stuff they had.
Yeah,
whatever it was, helicopter things.
The Hornets.
Yeah, that show's cool.
Yeah.
Even at the beginning when they touched down, like the 7 people with the Colonel, I was just like, this feels like a Halo Reach mission.
Yeah,
like straight up. I was like, this is the first Halo Reach mission right here.
Yeah. But so they show like the Water Tribe. Yeah. They're very, very like you could tell it was like heavily inspired by like Maori like culture and stuff, right? With like the whole like where they like pull out their tongue and they're like
a lot of it.
You know, like get ready for battle and shit. Yeah. You could like heavily inspired.
You could tell that from even the first one with how the like how the forest ones were. Right? Like they're all heavily inspired by like history. Like the whole movie is.
So now I think like because there was a tree, right? They had a tree that connected with Awa in like their sacred one in the forest, right? But it burnt, right? Yeah. Now there's one in the water. There's probably more around the world, and they're probably gonna explore that in like the other avatars. Yeah.
I don't know. Do you think they're gonna go like Way of Fire, and actually do a real Avatar Airbender type of shit?
I don't know.
You know what I mean,
like bro? Like, was Kiri literally entered the Avatar state, bro?
Yeah. Like, I mean, I feel like I don't know if there's more to her character or not, or if she's restricted to just. Because she's just so fine-tuned with the Way of Water.
She's
because we didn't see her.
I think it's do anything. I don't think it's necessarily the Way of Water that she's in tune with. It's Awa.
Yeah. Probably Awa. It probably is. But like we didn't see that come out of her in like the forest.
I also really like.
It's kind of like let's see if it happens when she goes to a different environment and different creatures and stuff.
I also really like that. They actually showed us what it's like to connect to Awa.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Because in the first movie they don't.
Show that.
Yeah.
In this one we actually get to see like that sort of inner world where for one you see Grace again and she's talking to Neytiri. Yeah. And then at the end of the movie you have Jake and
his son.
The mom.
Little flashback.
No, they connect with Awa like, and they meet their son.
They go meet their son.
Yeah.
Who passed away.
The other thing is with like obviously it's a 3-hour movie, but like those 15 minutes that I talked about earlier that they could have saved, they could have used that for like the first first bit of the movie where they just skip like I think a couple years. Because I guess it's all peace, but it's like it's a lot of moment where they could have spent building these characters originally, and then have them go through this growth.
What I really wanted was like, you know how they have like floating mountains?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you want to explain that? Right?
I want to be like, why do they float?
Yeah.
Is it like is it some material?
Energy, it's everywhere.
Is it some gravity shit?
Awa, bruh.
No, but like
you gotta smoke that good Awa.
What I was gonna say,
you gotta smoke that. You gotta smoke that Awa pack. Nah.
You really want me to?
That's hilarious.
I thought you were about to go like,
what?
Gotta smoke it.
No, because I was like, why didn't they use the tech? Like, why didn't they study those mountains and like create like anti-gravity tech?
Yeah, because it was
not
hard
them,
for the human.
Them,
who,
like
the avatars?
Though, because there was humans with them.
Yeah,
right?
the researchers.
Like,
the researchers.
Them,
yeah,
they were there. They could have created they could have made some technological advancements. No.
Yeah. Also, here's another issue. When Kitty's having her seizure,
Yeah.
they pulled up to that place so quick. We don't know how they pulled up.
The helicopter.
How they contacted them. Yeah, and they came to do their like science shit, and obviously it didn't
Yeah.
work, and they're like fuck off, and then they did their like shamanistic ritual thing that kind of helped her.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But that's like they didn't explain how, because when they first leave their forest area,
Yeah.
the researchers you would assume are still over there.
They still have like
their way to talk and
yeah.
stuff.
So you could have just been like, bro, pull up here.
Could have, but they didn't show it. And then also like,
I don't think
what is the time frame for them to
get there,
hear that,
and then come there
in the helicarrier thing that they're in?
Yeah, that's true.
Right. Like, what is that? How fast is that? Because like, is she like, how long was she fucking seizing for? Like,
she wasn't really seizing the whole time.
Yeah,
she was just
like comatose or whatever.
Yeah, but like it was like there's an issue there though.
Yeah, I guess.
Like a little bit at least, because it's just I don't know.
I don't know.
It just feels like there's.
I didn't feel that way, but
I kind of what I wanted though, like, you know how like Jake got that huge dragon.
Yeah,
I wanted his son to get like some crazy shit, like a kraken,
like a different one,
like a kraken.
Yeah, like
kraken,
like that
Yeah.
Tacoon. I didn't want. To be honest,
Shit,
I didn't want
yeah.
that. I didn't want the Tacoon to have like a whole batch of Tacoons. Just
yeah,
have
yeah,
the
just the one.
Just
Yeah.
the one,
just
because
the
he
one.
befriended this random shit. That's like
Yeah.
There's a reason why the avatars
Mhm.
don't go into
Mhm.
the sea that far, like the Three Brothers Rock area.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's probably why. It's because that beast ass fucker's there.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
like, yeah, that's what I wanted at least.
yeah.
But anyways, I was saying like, it feels like there were a lot of things that they didn't really explain too well, which I wish they could have or should have.
Mm-hmm.
They did explain some things, I guess, from the first one, but I don't know. Just need more answers. I don't know if the other movies are gonna explain it.
Dude,
and then
the third movie is gonna be like.
and the Colonel better die in the third movie.
No, he's not going to.
But
The
he has-
spider piece.
He's
of
not going
shit.
to. He's
'Cause,
not
like,
going to now
well-
because now he's they're showing his character development, so he's gonna change. He watch him defect like Jake.
But that's the okay. That's whack. First of all, that's fucking whack if they do that. But I was thinking that like,
And then he's gonna have to fight himself
Oh,
because there's like an infinite supply.
just
of him.
infinite kernels.
Yeah.
just cause memory and
Yeah.
everything.
It's
He's the best soldier.
It's gonna
He's
be
the
like
best
it's gonna be
soldier.
meta cooler, bro.
Medical.
Yeah.
No, but the way I was seeing it was, Spider's gonna become like, he started up growing with them.
Yeah.
He's gonna slowly change and become evil because they're gonna kill Colonel in the third one, and because there's Avatar 4 and 5 that he's doing the script for and everything.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure, yeah.
So it seems like Spider's gonna be like, yo, screw
The
like,
villain.
yeah, because
Okay.
I don't know, because otherwise like, it's like where do you see this character going?
Yeah.
So like that's why I was kind of just like, and even the Colonel, like, how are you gonna have him not die in the second one, have him in the third one?
And
If he survives
yeah.
the third one, like, nah, I'm sorry, but
Mhm.
this franchise just died, essentially. Like,
I don't think you get to decide that.
huh?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't get to decide it, but like, for right now, it's been like, yo, this is a nice universe that he created.
Yeah.
But in that third one, if he finds a way to make him survive again,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm checking out. Like, straight up.
The part on the ship too, where like Jake was just like, "Yo, screw this! I'm gonna just fight this guy." Was kind of
That was fucking.
that
sick.
was raw.
I was literally, bro. I was like, bro. If you
That was
run-
sick.
I was like, don't run away.
Yeah, don't
Yeah,
run
'cause
away
he's,
again.
like, backing
Yo, literally,
away,
do not run
and
away
like he was
again,
talking
bro.
shit
And
to
I'm
him.
like, don't run away.
He's like,
Yeah.
"You a pussy," and
Yeah.
Jake's like, "Bet."
Yeah.
He's like, if it's
"Aight,
like
let's
that,
do
well,
this.
no, he was like, yo, I'm not gonna stop till I kill you. And he's like, oh, say word, and then he just
Yeah.
fucking, he's like, let's get it done right now.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
here, right now, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was sick. Like, there was a lot of, like, their characters were so much better done in
Yeah,
this
for sure,
movie
for
compared
sure.
to the first one.
Yeah.
Like, so much more personality to them, which I really
The
enjoyed.
thing is, like, yeah, during that final fight scene too, like Jake's losing,
Yeah, he
and
was.
then the ship tips
Over.
at the perfect
The
moment.
Titanic.
It tips at the perfect.
No,
moment.
it was a Titanic,
Yeah.
bro.
And
You
then-
can't blame it. It
and
was
then,
genius.
Bro,
Yeah.
gives him the perfect moment, and then he's like,
No,
Now
bro.
he's
it
on
was-
top.
now I'm on top.
No,
Yo,
bro. It was
yo,
genius.
Yo, that was the other thing. Okay, hold on. That's what I wish they would have done, where had Jake had that water training, like better water training.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
should have.
When they fell in the water,
He would have
Yeah.
just like
use
whooped
some of
them,
that
yeah.
water training
Yeah,
to beat him.
no, exactly.
Because like these guys just tapped into their avatar shit like now.
Yeah,
All he's been doing is pumping fucking like bench press, and like he just figured out how to do forest shit, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So like they like they're not ready. He's not ready for the water.
Like
It
it
was
was
kinda
low
like-
key. It was low key. Like it should have been. It should have been like a Man
Go-
of Steel against General Zod thing, where Zod was like
Yeah.
just exposed
Essentially,
to the environment.
Zod's stronger.
Yeah, but he was just exposed to
He's
the
just
environment.
yeah.
Whereas,
he's not ready for it.
Whereas like he was in there for
Yeah.
however long.
Yeah.
So like
I was
Jake.
I was even gonna say like Golden Frieza in Resurrection F,
Okay,
right?
but I was, there's
Yeah.
some more relevance, kind of.
like because he just like he got that power up all of a sudden. He's not ready
Rest
for
in
it.
peace,
He's not
Henry
used to
Cavill.
it.
I mean, he didn't pass away, but like his Superman.
Yeah.
Why, man? Why, bro?
Anyways, Avatar.
So sad, man. We'll talk about that
Yeah,
later, though.
yeah.
Yeah.
Overall, I enjoyed the
Soundtrack?
movie. The soundtrack felt fitting.
I honestly,
feel that.
I think it could have been better though, because I was genuinely like, because I was focusing on the soundtrack.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of times where I was like, the
I thought
visuals plus the soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the soundtrack could have been better. Like it was the only time that I actually noticed the soundtrack was during the final fight scene, like the climax.
Okay.
How how everything was hitting. It was like hitting nicely, but before that, it wasn't like
I can agree with that, because
yeah.
like the soundtrack was fitting, but it felt like it was more like just so much in the background that you weren't really paying attention.
Like it was no Kono La Brisa, bro.
Yeah, of course, nothing ever is to you. Nothing ever is. Got the MCU's biggest fan here now.
Yeah. If you guys are wondering where that came from.
What? Man.
Yeah, no, the soundtrack, I thought it was fitting. Like I didn't have any problems with it, because like I was just so mesmerized with the visuals.
Visuals were just
where I was like, this is great.
Beautiful.
And maybe that's why, because maybe it's like a sensory overload thing.
Could be. That's that.
Right.
And you could be right.
And because like the Way of Water is like more of a peaceful, calm thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like so like it makes sense if the soundtrack's not like just up and out there, and it's more just chill.
Yeah, yeah.
No, that's true. But it still could, like.
Speaking of like visual part though, I would recommend, if anybody's watching this and they haven't seen it yet, go watch it in 3D. Whether you want to watch it in HFR, you guys can tell when you guys are gonna buy your tickets. It'll tell you online. It'll say HFR.
Yeah.
That's completely up to you. I've heard there are problems. He said that there is a bit of jitteriness. So like, that's up to you. But I would recommend the 3D.
No, yeah, it was.
You should. Yeah, I think it was shot really well for 3D, because even the 3D aspects, there weren't too many actual 3D aspects like popping out of frame.
No.
Yeah.
It was
but it was more. It was more like just showing depth a lot better.
It was more depth. Yeah.
Right. So like I didn't have it. I really liked the way they did the 3D.
Like at any point, did you guys feel like I felt like I was watching a video game. Sometimes. Not really. In a bad way.
In their movements or what? Like what are you talking about?
Something would happen. Like okay, you know when they did the raid for the train?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, that felt like straight out of a video game, like some like 8K video game graphics.
For the train.
You know, in the very beginning of the movie, there's a train.
They do it.
Yeah, they have a train that's getting supplies.
Yeah.
Right, which they don't even touch on again after.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
But they do the raid for that, and then it shows like all them like blowing it up or whatever, right?
I don't remember. Because I was like a flashback thing.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was the first time that we see the younger brother be like
a dumbass.
A dumbass, yeah. Like it was the first time he almost gets his older brother killed, and then he just continually does that for the rest of the movie.
Oh, I see. No, okay. Fuck. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Like he doesn't learn from the first time.
He does a piece of shit.
Yeah, when he like first bitches him out.
Yeah,
like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I remember it.
Yeah. It kind of gave me it was just a couple times where but it wasn't like a bad thing. It was just so like HD or so like visually stunning that I was like, holy shit. Yeah. But when they came back from
when they came back from that, even more Halo vibes in that cave.
Bro, I'm like, yo, is this How to Train Your Dragon? Like How to Train Your Dragon 2? Because they came back and they're like, yeah, they're back, guys. Yeah. They're back. So that's just what it reminded me of.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I enjoyed this movie quite thoroughly.
Yeah, I did too.
I thought it was just as good as the first one.
Like better or just equal?
About equal, I'd say. Like yeah. What would you give it? What would you rate it? Let's get into our ratings.
Okay, well, I mean, when we walked out of the theater, I was like, it's probably a 9.
Yeah, I remember.
Dude, this is tough, bro. Because I feel like I would buy it.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely buy it because visually, like just sitting there, like I'd watch that. Like that's like something you'd, buy the first and second one and like watch as like a marathon or not a marathon, but like
yeah, you would.
Yeah,
I would for sure
in one day.
Yeah,
maybe, but like, fuck the like. I want to say like an 8.5. I want to say an 8.5. Like 9. Okay, like I'm close to a 9. Like it's somewhere in between there.
Yeah.
Cuz like what I wanted from the movie I got essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Like the visuals that I got, and also the fact that it's a 3-hour movie and I wasn't bored of the movie speaks to it.
But yeah, then that's huge for you, right?
I hate them. Like, you're telling me I'm watching a movie for entertainment and I'm bored?
Yeah, no, that's
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so like, especially when it's a 3-hour movie, like I can't be getting bored, and then they did a good job of not like making sure like I'm not bored. Literally the only flaws were like the story and the plot, right?
Yeah.
So personally, like I like weigh that really high. Like I want the story and plot to make sense.
Good,
I don't.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm leaning towards an 8.5.
Yeah.
But just it was just shot so well. So it's like it's hard. I want to watch it again in the high frame rate.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What about you?
I would give it an 8.
8.
Wow.
8.
What do you rate?
Wait, what'd you give Black Panther again?
A 7.5.
No, you did it.
8.
Yo,
7.
you gave it an 8.
No.
You gave it an 8. Both you guys did.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still sticking by
it.
Actually, no. Yeah, well, that's our final review. Like our 2022
like I think, visually, obviously visually is really good, but I don't like that. My biggest gripe is that he himself is a brother, and he wasn't like he didn't have any flashbacks of like, oh, I should raise my kids this way because me and my brother were not on speaking terms or however else, right? Yeah, because you don't really see the relationship between the two brothers, but you don't really see the relationship between the brothers or like them and the other kids, especially the older brother. Like he's very much so not included at all. But you don't see how he's adapting to everything. You don't see any of that.
Not as much, because he's more like trying to play that soldier.
It's more like central focused on
to that little brother.
Yeah, the younger brother
and Kitty.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's true.
So I know.
Yeah. Also touching on it, like just, I feel like it's a very, very like satisfactory sequel.
Yeah.
Right. Because usually sequels drop the ball and stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like to me personally, I liked it more. So like, and that's kind of it's dope that he could do that.
It honestly, I feel
the only thing I hate is Spider.
I feel like I'm gonna get hate for this.
Yeah.
It's like a Demon Slayer of movies.
That's crazy.
No, you did not just say that, bro.
Because it's just visually good, bro. And the storyline was just so simple.
But that's the thing, like,
do you know what I mean?
With what James Cameron did with it, I feel like I can appreciate what he did well with it more than I can hate on like the genericness of what it was.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like saying 8. Like
7.5
to 8 is where I'm sitting.
I definitely think.
Now. We went down to a 7.5 somehow.
Yeah, 7.5, 8.
Let him do his thing.
I'm throwing a 9 at this.
You're throwing a 9.
I'm throwing a 9 at that. Because when I'm going into an Avatar, I've seen the first one. I recently rewatched it before we went to the movie.
Right.
I knew that we were gonna get a generic story.
Yep.
I knew that we were gonna get a generic plot. I knew what the strong points with what James Cameron's gonna give us. It's gonna be the visuals.
Right.
Yep.
He's gonna try to do something that's gonna be relatively new with technology, which ended up being the HFR.
Push the boundaries.
Of course.
Yeah, so like he's exactly. So like I knew what I was getting.
Yeah.
And I got what I wanted.
Yeah. That's how
I'm happy with it.
That's how I feel too.
Obviously our scores right now, they can go up, they can go down.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for our year-end review
That's
where
true.
we're gonna solidify our scores for sure.
Yeah. Get a little bit of time to actually think about. These.
Probably
scores.
rewatch them as well.
Yeah. Definitely gonna rewatch Avatar again.
For sure. Gotta watch it in HFR.
Yeah, we need to. Especially if we're doing a true review. We need to get that.
Yeah.
And then you should just go back and watch it. No HFR.
No
Why?
HFR.
Just cause.
Just
you know the difference, huh?
No.
Because like, what if the HFR like didn't work for it?
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe.
Or you could just, I guess.
Or I mean, you guys could watch it and tell me if it worked or not.
That's true.
Right? I don't have to sit there for 3 hours.
I mean,
that's a 7.5 rating right
now.
No. It's 8.
So far, if we tell
you
you something, it's not gonna match up because we're on the higher end of the spectrum.
Yeah,
you're pushing a 7 nearly.
Yeah.
No, bro.
This guy's nearly at the 3.5 of like Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yo,
I'm not gonna lie though. Like the case can be made from anywhere from an 8 to a 9.
Yeah.
That's anywhere from an 8 to a 9. Because
I mean, you said 7.5 to a 8.
Yeah.
He's saying 8 to a 9. You said 7.5 to.
It's not the same thing.
You guys are in different things.
It's not the same thing. Yeah.
No,
it's not the same thing. Because you're gonna tell me Black Panther 2 was just as good as this? or better.
Bro, Conan the Breeze.
Yo, give
me that Infinity Box.
No, I'm just kidding.
We got the biggest Marvel fans ever.
I'm just kidding.
Here,
I'm just kidding, bro. I'm just kidding.
Yo, if you're,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
If anytime we do a Marvel review and you're not the biggest fan, hyping that shit up and defending it.
No,
Black. No. My
your rating for Black Panther has changed.
It's already changed. It's already changed.
Even mine has changed.
Yeah. What do you think? That's what I'm saying.
What's your Black Adam rating, buddy?
Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Yeah, I feel like 8.5 is fair. 9 is like it's tough. 9 is tough.
I mean, I only watched it once, so
yeah.
Is there?
And coming out of it, I got what I wanted. Visually, it was just fucking spectacular.
Like, the fact that I want to buy it is enough. Like anything 8 or above is like I want to.
So
buy
let me
it.
ask you
it's
guys
good
a
enough
question.
for me to buy. So
does this break your top 5 movies of this year?
I don't think so.
Does it break
actually,
something? Yeah, it does break some of it. It does. It does. It does. I was thinking about this on my drive home after we watched it.
Oh really?
I was like, holy fuck, this is gonna be tough to score our top 5. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So you guys are gonna have to present this in our year-end review. So get your top 5s ready.
Yeah.
Our top 5s are fucking tight.
It might just be my 5th spot.
Our top 5 should be tight.
Yeah. It might just be my 5th spot.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe. Unless I want to throw Black Adam up there. We'll see.
All right.
So that's our Avatar Way of Water review.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening to. Oh wait, we didn't even say anything in the beginning, so I'll just put I'll put a spoiler note.
Full spoiler. Yeah.
Full spoiler.
Yeah.
Now that you've sat here
and listened to the entire thing,
spoil
now
the whole
we're gonna
thing?
tell you a spoiler.
Yeah.
After the fact.
Fuck.
That's a spoiler talk right there.
Yeah. So go down there, hit like, subscribe, bell notifications, go down there, comment. Let us know what you guys thought about the movie.
Yep.
Let us know your rating out of 10 as well. It'll be interesting to see what people are thinking and how they're feeling.
And then also the year-end review. You guys need to have a look out on that because we're about to go deep. I'm about to go look at some interviews. I'm about to look at some shit.
Yeah.
We're gonna change some ratings around here. The hierarchy of the DC universe is about to change.
It changed. And you should be crying, not laughing.
Yeah. I am. I'm just masking the pain. Anyway.
But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Peace.